Welcome to Unit 3, Section 2. Now we're going to try to understand the nutrition facts label. So this is how it looks like I showed you on the previous section. You have the nutrition facts label here in front of you, and I put here number 1, you start the reading here. The reading gives you the serving size. Now we know what is a serving size, and the serving size here is 1 cup, and it depends on the food. Here is 228 grams. The serving per container, what do we have? We have 2, a very important number. This is very critical because once again, we need to understand that the calories that we have here, if you decide to eat the full box, like we said, is going to be 2 multiplied by 250. So that will mean that you will be eating 500 kilocalories. So number 2, you need to look at the calories again and again. The calories that you see written here is for 1 serving size. So this is why it's important to remember how many serving per container you have on the box. Number 3, you have here limit these nutrients in yellow here. You need to limit what? Fat, saturated fat, and trans fat. Studies have shown that trans fat is actually associated with cardiovascular disease. So we want to stay away from this type of fat. So if you have some trans fat on your nutrition facts label, I will suggest you to not really try that food. We also have cholesterol. The body is actually making its own cholesterol. So you may want to stay away from food that has a lot of cholesterol. And we have sodium. We learn on Unit 2 that excess of sodium is associated with the risk of hypertension. So we want to stay away from it. And here, you see here we have the percentage daily values. I will not actually focus on that one on that section. We look at it on section number 3. The percentage daily value here shows how much of a nutrient in a serving of the food contribute to a total daily diet. And I will show you how did we get these numbers. But please, these numbers are not really important. It just gives you an indication of how much of this nutrient you are actually putting in your body based on the recommendation 1. On number 4, it tells you to get enough of these other nutrients. So we're talking about carbohydrates that we mostly find where? From fruits and vegetables. And essentially, we focus on dietary fibers. As you can see on this food, we have 0 gram of dietary fiber. It may not be the best choice at this time. And we have sugar. Sugar here, we have to be careful that this is not added sugar. So all of these nutrients, we have to carefully look at them and make sure that we don't eat them in excess. And here, in the general, when we will talk about the percentage daily value, we will assume that if it's less than 5% or less, it's actually pretty low. If it's over 20%, it's actually pretty high. But we'll come back to it. So now, let's look at this one. And we will look at the problem of sugar, for example. Let's say you need to buy 2 types of yogurt, so you don't know which one to choose. I will recommend you to actually go to the sugar section and also look at the ingredients, like I mentioned. Remember, what did I say about the ingredients? The ingredients, the way they are positioned in order of importance, meaning the one with the highest weight is the one that we put first. And they are in the descending order. So you have to look at it and see which ingredient is actually important here. Let's look at this type of yogurt here. We have a plain yogurt here on our left side, and then we have the fruit yogurt here. So let's go down to sugar. Sugar here, as you can see, you will see that the sugar here, we have around 10 grams of sugar here. Okay? Just want to change around 10 grams of sugar here, and here we have 44 grams of sugar here. Okay, so What then should you choose? Which one should you choose? Then you'll choose the one with 10 grams of sugar, because then you limit the amount of sugar you are putting in your body. That will be my recommendation when it comes to it. And the second one that you do is to look at the ingredients. All right, you look at the ingredients that we have here, and you look at the ingredients that you have as well on the fruit yogurt in terms of the importance. And that's how you choose which yogurt you think is actually better for you in terms of reducing the amount of sugar. Here on the right side, you will have, like I told you, access to all these PPTs that you can look at it. These are the general rules in reading the nutrition facts label. Number one, you look at the ingredients list and make sure, what did I mention here? Very important, and I want to highlight it in red. Make sure that there are no sugar in the first 3 ingredients. You want to make sure that there is no sugar. So you look at this one, for example, we have cultured, pasteurized, grade A, non-fat milk, whey protein, concentrated pectin, and we have other elements as well. And when you look at this one, we look at, okay, we have the culture grade, reduced fat milk, and then we have some apples, and then we have the high fructose corn here. So when you see things such as high fructose corn, I will tell you immediately to stay away. Then we have a higher concentration of sugar here. So once again, if there's a yogurt that you have to choose in your goal to actually live a healthy lifestyle, I will suggest you to go with the plain yogurt instead of the fruit one that has this high fructose corn. Number 2, make sure there is no trans fat or hydrogenated oil on your list of ingredients. Very important as well. Number 4, make sure that you have at least 3 grams of fibers for every 100 calories of servings. But we can see that, for example, here, if you look at here on the plain yogurt, okay, we look at it, we say, okay, we have 0 dietary fibers. We have some fibers here, 1 gram. But this is just an example of a yogurt. We'll have a chance to look at other foods where you can see if you have enough fibers or not. Number 4, sodium must be below 140 milligram. And that is very important. And if you look at here we have a sodium on the fruit yogurt at 140, but we have more sodium on the plain yogurt. So a little bit of excess of sodium there. Number 5, don't pay too much attention to the percentage daily value. As I mentioned, I will show you how we get these numbers and what this number actually truly means. Like I mentioned before, 40 calories is low, 100 calories is moderate, and 400 calories is actually pretty high. So that's what you have to understand for this section when we talk about understanding nutrition facts label. And on the last section, we will see how do we compare the foods, and that will be an interesting exercise that we will be doing together. Thank you for your time.